One of the things that I really want to evolve with the show is really getting people to pitch their vision, right? Like I want to start breaking the show up where it's like, hey, hit me with your vision for your business, like 60-second, minute long, 2-minute long pitch about your vision for what you're hoping to accomplish before you hit me with the question, and then hit me with the life vision. It's like I'm really want to hear and start having people start thinking about how to put a vision to their life, right? We say see it, believe it, do it. See it is put a vision to it. Believe it's the plan. The do it's the action. You've heard me say it over and over as I end this podcast, but I want to explain kind of what that means to me, right? Like I'm created the vision for my life in 2015, super specifically. And part of that was the vision for the Dyrdek machine, my business. I built both of these visions, designed both of these visions, and created them at the same time so that they were fully integrated. Because the idea is you want to build a life vision that encompasses what you truly want to achieve in life. And if you are an entrepreneur, your business is part of that achievement. And designing them together and integrating them, then growing them together is when you find true success. Because you don't want to have an amazing business vision and dedicate your life to it and then end up sacrificing time and balance and happiness and all these things where, oh yeah, you have this success, but your life is in chaos, but your business is thriving. The whole idea is create a vision for your life and business, integrate them together, and grow into your amazing life, right? That's what I'm really trying to get people to think about and evolve their way of thinking. And you just got to start. You just got to start. You know what I mean? It's easy when you're an entrepreneur for your business vision, and obviously you've got to create a product, a service, an idea that doesn't exist. So you've now created a vision for what you want to create and why. And then you have to put together a plan, a strategy, a business model, all of these different things in order to build this business and make it successful and sustainable. And your life should be no different, and for me, in 2015, man, I did some deep soul searching and self-discovery before I created my plan. And I think that you should also spend the time to do the same, to ultimately, what do you want out of life? What do you want out of a business? And for me, I really realized, man, I love creating businesses. But I don't necessarily like when I get bogged down in operating all the businesses. And that gave me the clarity of like, man, you want to create a business that creates businesses. Then you can create the system that creates them, finds the right partners, gets the capital for them and launches them, and then grows them into where they operate themselves, right? That was sort of the vision, because I knew that that's what I love to do the most. And then ultimately I set my goals behind that. Like, I am going to build 30 to 50 businesses that I sell between 50 million and 150 million. And my goal was $1 billion in liquidity, right? And extraordinarily specific. But what that also led me to understand is like, okay, that means you have to be a co-founder. You need to finance the early stages of the business so that you can maintain between 20 and 50% of all of the businesses that you partner with and create in order to get to that level. Right. And then I decided at that same time that I wanted to lead this fully balanced present life with my family and enjoy life to the fullest as I set off on building and creating the Dyrdek machine, and part of that was I wanted to build the Dyrdek machine into this successful, sustainable business that creates business. Even back then, wanted to create a fully integrated, multi-platform universe of media and brands, right? That would be content and philanthropy, and eventually it became community as it evolved over time. But it was still the essence of the vision of what I wanted to create. And then for me, I identified the home that I wanted to live in and the house that I wanted to build, how I wanted to spend my time. I knew back then that the strategy I was going to invest my capital in building the machine in these high risk ventures. And then I was going to balance that with having a portfolio of cash flowing real estate. And then I would keep my personal living expenses within the cash flow of my real estate portfolio. All of that was mapped out in 2015 with specific numbers and goals and milestones that I needed to get to. The vision was set. And then I went out and did it, and as each year went by and through the evolution that occurs through taking risks and micro failures and learning and adapting and evolving and seeing more clear and have a better of understanding, the entire vision itself began to evolve and become more dynamic, more complex, more believable. I understood it better, like the time frames of achievement, what it takes to do all the things that I actually wanted to do became so much more clear. And then as I gained that clarity, I mobilized and worked harder and was more motivated towards growing all of that, which accelerated the path to find the actual ideal existence that I live in today after having that vision, right? And even though I get to this point to where I am living the vision that I had created in 2015, I continue to see further. I continue to see clearer, and the vision just keeps evolving over time. And that's the beauty of just starting with a vision for your business and your life, right? You just got to start, you integrate them, and it will evolve over time. It will reveal itself to you over time. You will learn as you go. But ultimately, it is going to be the best way to begin to build a life and evolve into the life that you've always wanted, because it is the process. And it starts with seeing it, because you got to look out into the future and define what you want and then build the pathway to get there.